Hey y'all, TGIF, how's everybody doing? Hey Kimmy girl, hey. I saw your last live, Kimmy. Kicking as ever. Hey Beans and Cornbread. Hey Cosmic Girl. Okay, y'all. So we have several things to talk about today. But first and foremost, let me say that I hope that you guys are going to be enjoying your weekend. Hey Basham B, how you doing? Good afternoon, love. And so I was wondering if one of you guys wouldn't mind putting a title on my video in the comment section so I won't forget nothing. Thank y'all so much. And would y'all mind please hitting the like button and sharing the video if you don't mind? I appreciate it. So anyway, child, we got several things to talk about, okay? Because it's been a couple of days. I've been busy. I tried to hit a couple of links, let y'all know that I was still listening, but I didn't have time to make a video, but I got time right now. So that's why we're doing it kind of late in the day. But child, it's Friday and now I got time, right? So I know the first thing uh in the title of my video is 2 years a lie, right? And so, as we all know by now, that Brooke has finally confessed to lying that she was ever with child. She went on to say that she did not have a baby, but she is taking care of a child. And in my opinion, and also, guys, just let me say, this is my commentary on the things that I have seen. Right, these are my opinions and my opinions alone. Right, so she went on to say that she didn't have a child, but she has been taking care of a child, right? So now I'm trying to figure out a couple of people that I know of that I've heard of have knew that she was lying in my opinion, but they was just going on to get along, right? And we know we have a lot of go along, get along subscribers as well as content creators, which is the reason for the if you guys can see the hey Keisha Bishop, uh it says it says something leading the lighting the way away from naivete, right? That is what's on my thumbnail, right? In small letters, right? So I don't know if people are being willfully ignorant or just really just that naive as adults, right? And if y'all don't, because somebody please type the title to my video because I want to talk about a lot of stuff, right? But I know I'm going to forget once I get started, but I really don't want to forget. But anyway, that 9T thing it's on down the video. Let's talk about Brooke again, right? So a lot of us have known since she said she was pregnant on Pizarro's channel that it wasn't nothing but a lie. I mean, it don't take rocket science, right? So you got people like her cronies at the time, Lady Nika, Pizarro, even Brianna, was going on with the lie when, in my opinion, they knew it was a lie because if I can remember back then when she said it, it was kind of like in jest because somebody else on Pizarro's channel was saying that they were pregnant or something like that. And so we know that Brooke is an attention seeker. She know that we know that the only thing that uh she seems to be worried about is how she look or whatever, and that is what it is. Hey, one proud grandma. And so a lot of us knew immediately that she was telling a lie, right? So when she noticed that she was getting, oh, thank you, beans and cornbread, thank you. when we realized, when she said it out of her mouth, some of us knew immediately that it was a lie. She was saying that for a reason. I think she really was kind of joking at first. Thank you, Cosmic Girl. She was kind of joking at first, but she realized that people was going along with it, right, for whatever reason, right? And so, hey, Memphis T, how you doing? So I felt like she was like, well, hey, I'm gonna get some attention out of this, probably some cash apps. Let me go on and keep the lie up, right? And so, because of that, this lie went on for 2 years. Now, in the process of her telling this lie, a lot of things have happened. We know that her and Malik broke up or are going through something. I really think he just wants her to get offline for whatever reason. But even in him, in the midst of doing that, he is attention seeking as well, right? Hey, Creole Butterfly, in my opinion. He gets up on the links. He already done told the world that Brooke ain't don't have a baby girl and all of this and all of that. You know what I mean? 2 years alive. A lie. I know what you mean, Cosmic Girl. Thank you. So he done went on and said so many words. He done busted her out a long time ago, right? So even that wasn't good enough. So every time Brooke she left, when her and Ness got into it, now when it comes to her and Ness, that's just a whole, Ness don't mind her about, Ness don't care one way or the other if she lied about a baby or not. You know what I mean? She's just worried about what she got to do, right? In my opinion, right? So now it would appear that her and Ness are getting along again. But the way I don't see how her and Ness are getting along again, but I really do. But the way Ness embarrassed her and kind of kicked her to the curb, because popular, it was because popularity demanded that she get rid of Brooke for the lie that she had been telling for 2 years, right? I'm so over Brooke and Malik and their life. Right. I know, right, Grandma? Right. So, but evidently Brooke has forgiven her for that. And I don't know why Brooke is so mad at anybody because she the one told a lie, right? But when it comes to Malik, I feel that he is, really trying to bully her offline. Now I don't know if her and him are really together, but I know he still feel a way about the pills guy, right? And he's not the only one that feels a way about the pills and Brooke situation, right? He gets up on these platforms and he don't say nothing, right? So I heard a little bit of him last night. They're still asking him the same questions. Does she really have a child? Well, we know she don't have a child no more because hello, she already done said she don't have a child after all this time, and really people knew that she didn't have. But some of us knew that she didn't have a child in the first place, right? Right? How many you made it a lie? You told. I don't understand what that said. Yeah, how you mad at people for the lie that you told? Right, right. That's the confusing part. She's angry at people for the lies she was telling. Right, make it make sense. Right, right, Bashful. I agree with you, and one of many people in the band. Right, I agree. How you gonna be mad and have an attitude with people because you done carried on a lie for 2 years? Okay, so the thing, you know what I found funny though? Was y'all remember when she was still getting along with this and they was still gonna do the what do you call it, the Vegas trip, right? And she was saying that she got her some drops and she losing her some weight and she dropping down. And the first thing I thought about was what about that picture that she showed of her supposedly pregnant stomach, which didn't look like a pregnant stomach to me. It just looked like a fat stomach. So I'm thinking, was she taking the drops to get rid of that stomach? Like, what are we really talking about, right? Child. Right. She swear to God, that's part of her delusion. Somebody jealous of her, right? And so, but from what I understand, she also got people, aside from the money she got from people about saying that, she was pregnant or whatever. Is it true that she really got like 3,000 something dollars because she was supposed to get some teeth that she never got, or 1,300? It was some amount of money that she's supposed to got for some teeth that she never got. Child, she's not really angry. Yes, she's deflecting, displacing her embarrassment on. Yes, I agree with that, beans and cornbread. Absolutely, she'll have no reason to be mad. She a grown woman, right? So anyway, Um, so that happened. Malik, when he gets up on these panels, is very frustrating to me because he doesn't really know how to articulate what it is that he wants to say, in my opinion, when it comes to Brooke. That's why he's always asking people to ask questions. But I think he's frustrated because people are not asking him the right questions so that he can elaborate on, right? And so because of that, he gets up on, with the rah rah and all of this and all that, sounding like he can't breathe, sound like he get ready to kill over from sleep apnea or something. Child, I don't even understand what's going on with that dude. But it's just real unfortunate. He don't even know how to articulate his stance. All he know that as soon as Brooke is gone, he be gone. She pop up, he pop up. You know what I mean? That is him, in my opinion. Like I said, trying to embarrass her to the point to where she's not going to come back online, but that's not going to work because she is addicted to YouTube, honey, and she needs that attention by any means necessary. Okay? By any means necessary, including it to try to, and then she's even trying to bully people into not bothering her as to why she told a lie. Hey, just read my book. Aim at myself. How you doing? Sorry, I came under my friend's account. My mistake, Allie. And so anyway, I mean, it's a lot going on with that chick. It is a very scary situation, in my opinion. What she absolutely has no integrity whatsoever, right? I mean, she a ratchet hood brat, right? Just like her friend Ness, right? And so, I find it very interesting. The whole thing is interesting. But what I am sick of is the fact that some of the subscribers, as well as some of the people that love to frequent these panels, they are willing to take any type of abuse, even by someone that's been telling a lie for 2 years, that a lot of people knew. Like, take Nika, for instance, and I ain't saying this in a bad way. So I don't know. I think she maybe cussed out Nika or something. You know what I mean? But or whatever. But I heard a little bit of Nika dragging her, I believe was yesterday, right? And so she tried to justify it, saying others in the sector told lies. Well, I mean, you got to take accountability for yourself. That is no justification for a lie that she told. Whether a lot of people tell lies in the sector, that is still no justification for her not taking accountability. And not she carried on the lie for over 2 years, right? I mean, give me a freaking break. Even to the point to where Nika says she sent her pictures, and I think Pizarro might have had pictures. I ain't no telling who she sent these pictures to, but these are and I think that she sent those pictures to people like Nika and I guess Pizarro and whoever else, because she felt like they knew she was lying. They were still going along to get along, but she sent the pictures to solidify her claims, right? That's why I think she sent the pictures, not to prove that she actually had a baby, but to prove that, hey, maybe this is not a lie, because she felt like they thought that she was lying from the jump anyway, right? In my opinion, right? These are just my opinions, right? So for whatever reason, the whole thing was just sick, and it breed and and then and when it comes to the money, all this money she supposed to had got for the baby or maybe the teeth or whatever. I think that she's addicted to gambling. That's why she can't keep nowhere to live. That's why half of the reason, that she wants attention at the end of the day, but she also wants that money so she can keep herself out of the hole or whatever, right? And so it's a lot of mental illness going. It's a lot of weird dysfunction going on here, right? Now I'm not going to. Yeah, I believe she has a gambling addiction. Yes, I do, right? And so, Lord, I got me a phone call. Hold on a minute, y'all. I really got to answer this. Okay, y'all. Sorry about that. I'm back. That was my sister. So anyway, the whole time she has been in the sector, it's been nothing but lies and deceit. How can she live with her? I mean, because she don't have no morals or principles, and then she needs the attention. She's a absolute attention seeker. Folks lie so much over here, it wouldn't be a big deal. But she doubled down on it. She was cussing people out about don't talk about my family. I mean, she really went there. Like she really went there. And so it was just everything that she was doing, right? And so she kept the the lie up for 2 years. Posted a pic of somebody. Yeah, whose baby was it that she was, sending those pictures to? Right? Is that the invisible child that she's supposed to be taking care of? Is that what's going on? Child, just whatever you can for attention, right? Like she binges on attention. You know what I mean? She binges and binges and binges. She can't get enough of attention. She's delusional. Like a whole lot of people in her crew are delusional. That's nothing different. We see the delusion running rampant around here, right? And so it's just really unfortunate, right? So, but I am not surprised that her and Ness have it would appear that they have made up or something because she was swinging for Ness in the chat or something like that. They said, and it seemed like because Ness don't care if she lied or not in the first place. She never lied anyway, but she had to make it seem like she was upset by it, for her subscribers, right, and everybody else in the sector because a lot of people were upset by the lies because honestly, a lot of people are so naive that I would assume that they believed her, but then you had a lot of people that was going along to get along, right? So let's get back to Nika real fast. So Nika, I don't know what happened between her and Nika. I'm assuming she said something derogatory about Nika, and Nika came on her channel to drag her. But in my opinion, when it comes to Nika, she is one of those people. Now Nika says she believed her, and then she turned around and said that she felt something was strange, but she chose to believe her, right? So I'm thinking, well, Nika, you've been around forever, way before I have been in this sector, and you knew the girl was lying in the first place, right? In my opinion, this is my opinion, right? And so, but now you was riding till you couldn't ride no more, and now you got to play like you upset. I guess because she done drug you or something. Now I guess the drag was not for her lying, but for her, dragging Nika, whichever way she dragged Nika. I don't even know what she said about Nika, right? But she got dragged for it, right? And it was a good drag. I ain't gonna lie. But don't be trying to act like you were shocked that you really thought she was pregnant. Out of one side of your neck, and then out of the other side of your neck, you're gonna say, "I felt like it was something strange," but I just chose to go with the lie, right? So you chose to go with the lie, okay, girl? Did y'all anybody hear that? Okay. Levon said this is using Brooke as a distraction from VS Icon calling. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too, the center of the church and outing her. We're gonna talk about that too, right? So pretty much that's what I thought of the whole. And y'all don't let me forget to drop the link after I say what I gotta say, right? In case y'all gotta, in case you want to, have something that you want to add to it, or you disagree with something. Y'all know I'm cool with that, right? We are all adults over here, right? So that's what I think. I think Brooke, she told the lie. She had to keep up the lie. She kept up the lie for as long as she could. Even her crew at the time, which was Nick and them, was helping her, keep up with the lie, to point to where she had these pictures coming out and all this and all that. But I feel like they knew that the girl was lying the whole time. Yes, I do. Okay. And so that's just like they know a whole lot of people lie or lying on the onslaught, like that Amish chick Nina. They know that it's not a melanated person. They know that is a Amish person. Okay, I put it that way, right? But they kept up with the lie forever. But Pizarro and Nika have even called her a Amish person. Okay. But then they'll turn back around and say she's not an Amish person or whatever. Right. So anyway, hey Tracy. But And then when it comes to people lying and scamming, you know what I mean? It's become commonplace around here. So, but before we get to that, let's talk about this discipleship. In the phone calls, right? Since somebody already mentioned it, and that's next in my title anyway, right? So, if y'all will, it's 105 people in here. Would y'all mind please hitting the like button? And some of y'all sharing my video. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm not demanding. I'm just asking, child. And hey, everybody that's come in the room. If I didn't speak to you individually, just let me say thank you so much for coming in the room. But child, I'm in the midst of my commentary now. So let's talk about this. That's all I got to say about the Brooke situation. A lot of people, some people is willfully ignorant, some people naive, some people just be going along to get along. Okay, those are my thoughts on it. So she come out and told finally admitted because she didn't have a choice because she's missing her fix of attention, and so she got to come out still swinging for the whole lie that she's been telling for 2 years instead of being humble, okay, and trying to make an excuse for it. There is no excuse, but not even an excuse, but not even taking accountability. She could have handled it a different way. At the end of the day, don't nobody care because they used to it by now. They know she don't have no integrity. All right, I'm just saying. But for the fact that she coming out making it seem like it's everybody else's fault and she mad at everybody else, child, the nerve of it all. The nerve. People will try anything, child. Right. So let's move on to the child, the discipleships and the phone calls. Okay, so it came out. Now I don't even but you know what? Okay, I get it. So from what I understand, Ness came out, had been that came out and said that she was in a discipleship, right? But Johnny, y'all gonna have to help me with this, right? So now the first time I heard about this discipleship, I immediately knew that it was a drug program, right? But if you are not familiar with these types of things, you would think that, okay, she in some kind of cult or something, right? Because she didn't ever come out and say that it was a drug program, or anything like that. And sometimes in these drug programs, especially if the drug program funded by a 501c3. Now, what a 501c is a grant, a type of grant that is given to people that truly have most of the time when it's a .org or something like that, they give you this 501c3, and you are able to run your organization under that, and it's tax exempt, and and all of this and all of that, right? So I'm assuming they got a 501c3 because they're running this drug program, right? So so she joins this discipleship. I guess that's what they call it down there where they at, or up there where they at. Isn't a grant? I mean, yeah, it's a nonprofit designation, right? But I'm saying it for the effort of the people that aren't familiar with it. That's the way I wanted to put it, Saint City. I'm doing it for a reason, because a lot of people are not familiar with that. Not only the 501c3 designation, they're not even, some of them are not even familiar with the discipleship terminology, or the fact that it was a drug program, especially a drug program as it pertains to homeless people. Okay? And so anyway, yep, well, in my opinion, um, what is her name? Ness was trying to, explain this discipleship. The reason why she left was it was kind of like a cult. That's the way she was trying to paint it, in my opinion, because she said, they had her, canning jars, putting labels on jars or something, and they were treating people bad there. She said a whole lot of derogatory stuff, and she made it seem like she had to escape, and she took this old lady with her. And she was talking. Then she went on to do a lot of talking about this old lady that was already there, and she made it seem like she was really close to this old lady, and she called the old lady granny or mama or something like that. But come to find out, everybody there did because he was so old and stuff, right? I never heard of rehabilitation discipleship before this. Why a lot of people have it. You know, if you're not familiar with this world, right? And that's part of the reason for this video, because I am familiar with this world. Like I was on OD yesterday talking to we're gonna get to her talking to dragons, right? There's a lot of people that don't really know what's going on with this homeless hustle, but we're gonna talk about it. She been in out of rehabs ever since she's been on YouTube. Probably before she hit YouTube, Miss Paulette. Probably before. Cause it don't matter how many rehabs you go to. Just on the side note, if you don't want to get clean, you're not gonna get clean. You know, you can go through detox as many times as you want to. You know, if she really wanted to stay clean, she would have stayed in that program. And I'm just gonna call it a program. I'm not gonna call it a discipleship. I'm gonna call it a program. Now I'm assuming they call it a discipleship because from what I understand, the people that are over the discipleship, the husband and wife, they're supposed to be pastors or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Now y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. But if that's the fact, and if they are in fact um pastors, okay, they will call it a discipleship, right? Yes, tax free, right, right. But I just tried to describe it, as basic as I could, uh, Levon, as basic as I could, you know. Oh, so it is religious based, right? So it would make sense that they would call it discipleship. And plus, from what I understand, they have people, doing things like, like going out and doing chores for people and all of this and all of that. Now, I'm sure that they're getting paid on the back end for these services, and they're calling it donations. Do you see what I'm saying? And so that money right there won't affect the 501c3, right? So, like the canning and join and all of this and all that, you best believe it's some money that's coming on the back end, right? It's a lot of hey, hey everybody that came in. Most rehabs are nonprofit, absolutely. The for-profits are the ones that are privately and usually for the rich, right? The for-profits, and sometimes the for-profits will take insurance. Well, they will obviously take insurance, but what I mean by that is sometimes they would take insurance like Obamacare and Medicaid and Medicare. Some will, but the more exclusive for-profit rehabs, they cost thousands of dollars, right? And so a lot of times, the mission that I was working in, you had some families that were very well to do, and they had put their children, into these rehabs that cost thousands of dollars, right? 4 or 5 different rehabs spent thousands and thousands of dollars trying to get their loved ones clean. And then they finally decided after all that to do some tough love, and they sent them to the mission to get clean. And a lot of the times that would work, but sometimes you have to show a person tough love, like I'm not going to help you anymore. So you get in this program at this mission and you actually get clean and stay clean, or I'm cutting you off, basically, right? Because the mission that I worked at, there were a couple of people that were very well to do. They had been in so many very, very upscale facilities. Their families got through dealing with them, didn't want them in the house no more. They dropped them off at the mission in that program. And at that rate, when you get there to the mission, it's really real. So you either sink or swim. That's called tough love. And it worked for some of them, and honestly, others, it didn't work. Okay? Now, those are the scenes that I'm familiar with, right? But as far as this discipleship thing goes, it's just, another name for a nonprofit rehab, right? That's what I mean, Jay Wilson? People, they got some money coming on the back end. Do you see what I'm saying? And so it's a nonprofit, but they still got some money coming on the back end. But those are stories for other days, right? Jay Wilson said eligible for 2021-22 tax forms. A nonprofit is 40,000 in the red. The director makes 65K, and her husband makes 35K. Child, child. Tough love is absolutely often needed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all. If y'all don't mind, please hit the like button. And share the video if you would. But anyway, as far as this discipleship goes, besides the 501c3 and the financials and all this is really about Ness, right? I'm gonna keep it on Ness because this is about Ness and why she really left. I don't think that those peoples was doing her bad. I don't think that she was being mistreated. I think she entered this drug rehab to be either now I don't know where she started from, but I will be willing to bet that wherever she got into this discipleship was she wasn't in Seattle at the time, and I'm thinking that they got her to this discipleship to Seattle where she is now, right? So she goes into this discipleship for a while, and then she with no intentions of staying clean, right? At all, in my opinion. She takes this old lady with her, not because the lady was being abused as well, because clearly she wasn't. If everybody was loving her at the facility, the lady probably had some means of financial support, and Ness didn't have no financial support. She in a new city and everything, right? So she took this old lady with her until Ness, so she can get a hotel room or something. So until Ness could get familiar with her surroundings, so she can make her own money. Because I believe I heard them say that she left the old lady in some hotel room, and then the old lady wind up going back to the discipleship. Now, if the old lady was being treated so bad at the discipleship, why would she go back? And from upon her going back to discipleship, I don't know what the time limit was, but now the lady passed away. Now I remember her a video of her crying online here not too long ago about this lady that was she called her mom and she was this, that, and the other, blah blah this and blah blah that, right? Probably did it a couple of times, but I've also heard that people say that she was trying to get monies off this woman's death. Now I can believe that because Ness is in the midst of addiction, and she also used to the homeless hustle and the drug addict hustle, and she really is going, trying to do whatever she can do, to keep whatever she can get. Now, how she got housing so fast, that's interesting. Did she get public housing? Is it some kind of drug housing? Drug rehab housing? Like how did she get the housing so fast where she is now? Um, in Seattle, right? That's what I'm wondering. Because y'all gotta realize when it comes to homeless people, homeless drug addicts, or just homeless people in general, there is always it's like a subculture, right? And the subculture of homelessness even has kind of like a hierarchy, right? So yeah, she fooled the old lady to go with her because she needs the old lady's money. That's what I'm thinking, right? Until she got used to the area so that she could make her own money. This ain't her first go round, and she probably got into discipleship so she could relocate to Seattle. Now these are just my opinions. I am not psychic, right? But now we're gonna go into the homeless hustle part, right? This homeless hustle. Oh, but let me mention the cause first. Chairman VS called them people at the discipleship. What exactly did she think them people was gonna do? So, in my opinion, this was just a humiliation tactic. Because if these people are running this rehab, this 501c backed rehab, do she think they was gonna sue Ness or something when they know Ness is homeless, a homeless drug addict, and she ain't got nothing? What did she think that they was gonna do to her? Like I'm confused. Like, do you know how many times, how often these facilities are spoken derogatory about by drug addicts that wanted to leave? just because they didn't want to stay, not because they're being abused or anything, but because they didn't want to follow the program, because it never was their intention to remain clean in the first place. Do you know how many times drug addicts and alcoholics and homeless people admit themselves into these programs just because they want to take a breather off the street for a while? You know, like it's a whole reason, it's a whole homeless hustle, right? When the pimp found her, she left the old woman and moved on. Child, she don't need no pimp. She pimp herself. Okay, she get more money like that, right? I think she did fool that old lady to go here because she had to have some fundage going into. She found a way to make her own, right? So anyway, but we don't know the time out there. But I was just you know, oh, they have rapid housing programs. Well, yeah, that's why. Did she apply for public housing? She comes from another state, and blah blah. This who knows how she got the housing where she is now. There's a myriad of ways, right? And I don't know what their public housing process is in somewhere like Seattle. I just flat out don't know, right? And so she just wanted to show the people that old girl was in rehabilitation. Well, yeah, it's part of the humiliation process, right? Because I don't think that VS appreciates the popularity that Ness has gotten around here, okay, for whatever reason. And it also is interesting to me how now I don't know if VS and what is her name, Brianna is working together or just in tandem with one another, right? Because somebody done put a battery in a Brianna's back, right? Because she been going out for a couple of days, ain't she? Been cussing the boys out. And let me circle back around. So I don't know what the phone call was for. I don't know what she thought those people was gonna do to Ness. It was just a humiliation tactic. It's something she done before. Maybe it was new to the new people, but it's just it's just per usual for us, right? These are her tactics. She liked to make phone calls to folks and all of this and all of that, and just the whole thing is just weird. It's just weird. Okay. Cruiser said the leaders, because they are clergy, can be sued for breaching a person's privacy. They can't say a lot. They don't even want to do nothing for real. They are used to what I'm saying, Cruz, is they are used to people that have left their programs, our programs. Even drug rehabs. There's always got to be an excuse, if you know what I mean. The person has always got to have some kind of excuse for leaving the program early because they never intended to go there and get clean and stay clean in the first place. So they gotta make up some kind of excuse, either in their head or make some excuse to tell somebody else. It's really par for the course. This is like really basic when it comes to that sort of thing. Because at the end of the day, nobody can't get you clean and keep you clean but you. It don't matter if you go to a $100,000 drug rehab or a free drug rehab like this discipleship. It is up to you at the end of the day to want to be clean and stay clean. You can make every excuse in the world, but if you ain't ready, you just ain't ready. Okay, you know. Cosmic Girl said that's exactly what it was. She wanted the new people to know the history. Always doing bothering people and then making phone calls and stuff. Girl, get some new material. Okay. I guess, like I said, you can't humiliate nobody like this. There is no low that she is not willing to go, honey. She's been homeless and drug addicted for years, I'm assuming. You don't think she know the homeless hustle? Them people know the homeless hustle. What was they supposed to do? Like you calling them on the phone, they used to it. It's part of the course. Like I said, I mean, what? The hell? How you gonna sue somebody that ain't got nothing? They can't put her in jail for talking. Okay? I'm just saying, let's be logical here. She said, yes, they are used to people quitting and never returning and complaining. Some use it as revolving door, right? And still complain about the program, right? Because the only person that can get you clean is you. Also, every program ain't good fit. Every program is not a good fit for everybody. But when it comes to the homeless hustle, it don't matter if it's a good. No program is going to be a good fit for any addict, okay? Unless they want to get clean. No program is going to fit. That's why I meant by a $1 million facility or somewhere like that, discipleship, or a program in a homeless shelter or something. Nothing is going to be good enough if they don't want to get clean. Period. In Georgia, I've never heard it referred to as a discipleship, even though many rehabs are Christian based. Ness has shared a lot of her life and experiences. She cannot be shared. There's no low that she can go. There's no low that she's willing to go. Give me a freaking break. Don't you see how she get on here and act? She's a self-sabotager. You know, it's a lot. There's no low that it's nothing that you can say to her that's really going to humiliate her. So I don't, hey, Miss Philadelphia, I don't understand what, the phone call was for, but okay. All right. That film noir. And what's to say VD called anybody? She probably called one of her TSCC members, child, her and Bree working together. Well, that's what I was wondering as far as to take Ness down or whatever, because she the one clearly that's getting the most views and stuff at this point in time. You know what I mean? Because everybody loves a good train wreck. And if Brooke was smart, she's a bigger train wreck right now than Ness. She just don't know how to swing it. Okay. Child, I don't understand this. I don't understand she called them folks either. What was they supposed to do? What was they supposed to do? Baby. That's what they different on the West Coast. She said kidding, but northern different from us. So the phone call was to get back at Ness from mentioning her family. Oh, so Ness mentioned her family, and that was to get back. Well, how was that get back though? Like I'm confused. If this girl done everything to the point to where she can't be embarrassed, how's anybody gonna get her back? Because we know that people love a good train wreck, a good pity party person. They love that in the beat sector. Okay. Love it. Love it. Why you think Ness is the it girl right now in the beat sector? It's just her turn. Okay. It's simply her turn. Good, bad, indifferent. It's her turn. Okay. Period. But as far as the homeless hustle, let's start there now. Let me segue away from the phone call. I talked about that, right? Y'all please hit the like button. Now, when we get to the part about it's mentioned her family and her daughter, really, so she started playing in her background classic B sector. Oh, is that what that was for? And so that's why she come. Why did Ness mention her family and her daughter? What'd you do that for? Because I didn't even hear that. BS the B sector has moved in. You need to do the same. BS the B sector. What does that mean? Anyway, uh, yeah, I didn't hear about the unbound. I didn't even know that had happened. So is that why she figured she called the discipleship or whatever? I don't know. But okay. Anyway, moving right along. Uh, let's talk about the homeless hustle, right? The homeless hustle. I put that part of the title in the video. Have you seen Dragon's mugshot floating? No, I haven't, and I don't even need to see it. I don't care. But we finna talk about it though. So the homeless hustle is I put that part in the title because of dragons, right? So I was listening to ODS today, and they were talking about how dragons, and he played a little bit of the clip where dragons was on lemons. I thought that was a homeboy. I don't know if he still is or not. She was on lemons, and she wanted everybody to come off the panel because she had a very important announcement, you know. And her announcement was somebody stole, I guess, do they call it an electric bike or or something like that. Somebody stole her bike, right? Her electric bike or her whatever kind of bike she talking about, right? So she want people to help her get another bike because her gas was her. I say her gas. Her bike was allegedly stolen, right? So I saw you gas and then leave that pound. Yeah, yeah, because I thought you was in trouble for real, but we gonna get to that, right? So she's up. So ODS played that. The Dragons is on the panel. She's having some conflict with some guy that's wanting her to leave the area. That's how a lot of people treat homeless people, especially if you're close around their business or something like that. So I'm thinking, oh my goodness, she ain't gonna have to worry about a bike because she's finna go to jail. So I was like, let me not be messy right now. Let me just drop down. So I was like, oh my goodness, because I don't want nobody to, to get hurt or anything like that for real, just because I want to be messy. I said, well, let me drop down, right? And so I dropped down, but I did come back up. Film was a VS director family, and her underage son. Oh wow. So Ness asked why her daughter don't mess with her. Then she went ham, wash and rinse. So basically they was talking about each other's family and each other's children. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I promptly excused myself, child, because I'm like, yeah, view. Yeah, but I didn't know that had went on film noir. Thank you. I didn't even hear none of that, child, because I be in and out. You know, child, she better not act up in that MAGA state. You got that right. She was in the alley looking around. The guy was a security guard telling her, if she wasn't a patient, a patient, she shouldn't be hanging around. They're right, because yeah, they don't want homeless people hanging around their places of business. Period. Okay. She has a wretched mouth and no respect for authority. I mean, she could have went to jail. He could have called the police, and he could have had her arrested. You know what I mean? Honestly, the way that she was talking. But anyway, uh, let's talk about the homeless hustle. Okay, so her bike poster had been stolen, and then she presented some kind of what's supposed to be a police report, right? Now, on this some kind of police report, it didn't seem like it was a police report to me. It seemed like it was some kind of traffic ticket or something like that. And she done pulled it out the trash can and done spread it out and trying to present it as, proof that, she made a police report about her bike being stolen. That's what it looked like to me. Now I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like to me. There was no information on this so-called receipt, only an officer's name, all this and all. That could have been like how people, I don't know if they do it in Florida, but how you get those you have to put the change when when you park your car, and if the change goes out and the meter person come by and they ain't got no more money in it, they're gonna give you one of them types, put them little tickets on your window or something, right? And so that's what it looked like to me, right? Yeah, I don't believe if there are a lot of lies and scams with false documents. I don't believe it. There are a lot of lies with us. Yeah, yeah, lies and fake documents and all this. Right, right. That's what I was trying to say, meow meow. Right. So she presented that. I saw it. And I'm like, okay, this don't look like no police report to me, right? So eventually I hit the panel again while she's still up there explaining why after all this time she don't have a job, right? She don't have a job, and they're up there, trying to, placate her with telling her what kind of job she can get, right? If you're homeless and you really want to get out of your situation, it don't matter where you get a job at. Okay? It don't matter if it's McDonald's or cleaning buildings. It don't matter where you get a job. Now at first it was she took forever to get her what she needed for her ID. Then it was supposed they was holding a job for her at Target, which Target doesn't do. Okay, I don't know any job that does that, but okay, people's going along with it, right? In the alley looking for. She probably in the alley getting high or digging through their trash can or something. Now, Dragon's mugshot clearly shows she's dealing with mental health issues. I haven't seen the lady's mugshot, and I don't care to be quite honest with you. Have y'all seen my mugshot? Ha ha. But anyway, I heard Dragons failed the drug test. That's what she said. She failed the drug test because she was smoking marijuana. That's what she said. Okay, child. I don't know why people take. I don't even know if people are willfully ignorant, or just naive as I'll get at, right? Like I really don't at this point in time. So anyway, I hit the panel because I got sick of listening to her lie. Okay. I don't even think that her bike got stole. If she ever had a bike for real, then somebody done took it because she owed him some dope money, or either she done sold it for some dope. That's what it sounds like to me. Okay? Cause she ain't 40 something years old, ain't got nobody to take care of but herself living on the street. Okay. Now part of the homeless hustle, and she also, and then while I was up there, what's the lady, the room shaker lady, up there say, what's your cash app? Put your cash app in the back and I'll give you something to eat. Now, let me tell you something when it comes to the homeless hustle, right? Whether you are staying inside of a mission or not, they will still feed you 3 meals a day, okay? Even if you're not staying there, you can still get you 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You may not have a bed at night for whatever reason, but they will still feed you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay. So she ain't starving. That's part of the homeless hustle. People think homeless people is starving. People come by giving food away. A lot of people come by, a lot of churches and things like that, will go to homeless camps, see people on the street, give them food. They won't give them money, but they'll give them something to eat. I heard her saying something about some guy that was going away giving away food, and she didn't trust the guy, so she wouldn't take the food. Girl, if you don't stop that lying, okay. And then make it so bad, even though you can go in a homeless shelter, even if you ain't staying there and eat 3 meals a day, that coupled with the fact that a lot of churches go around every day feeding homeless people, you can still get food stamps, which you probably sell it for drugs. Okay. See, that's part of the homeless hustle. Now, when it comes to this bike thing, that's another hustle. But you got a lot of people, that are not familiar with the homeless hustle, which is why I'm doing this part of the video today. Now, like everybody, some people really love a sob story. Some people really are that naive. Well, when I was over there talking to her, somebody put down the track, you don't kick a person when they're down. Now, she don't have to be down. A lot of homeless people are homeless because they are used to being homeless. They are homeless for a whole lot of reasons. They could be alcohol and drug addicts. They can be. Some people are so used to being homeless, they don't want to live any other way. They don't want to have any kind of responsibilities. They're used to being getting all of their needs met, free clothing, free places to wash up, a free bed at night if it's one available. Do you see what I'm saying? Free food. There's like no responsibility, right, at all. They get their little hustle on. A lot of them peoples that you see with them sides hanging on the outside will work, will work for food or in need of money and all of this and all of that. They do that as a hustle. That's how they make their money every day. That's their job. They get up, make their little sign, get their little fundage, and they be good. Okay. And don't you know? Don't you think it's funny that people were offering to buy her another bike, and she said no. She just wants the money. That don't sound odd to y'all? Because if you was really just worried about that bike, why would you just be, not want the bike? You would want just the money. Homeless as a community where most of them know one another. That's right. They got a whole setup. It's a whole subculture of homelessness. It's just like a lot of people don't understand it. So ain't nobody keep kicking nobody when they down. It's just like a lot of people don't understand what's going on with homelessness, right? Right. Well, feeling so entitled to ask you for money, and if you don't give it to them, they will cuss you out. Okay? Because they feel so entitled. They get so used to, as adults, to people giving them money. If you don't give them money, they'll cut you out. I used to work with mentally ill. Yes, but now there's a factor of being mentally ill and being homeless. Right? There's that. There's that factor as well. There's a lot. You can be a former, you can be a veteran, and be homeless, for a myriad of reasons. You see, there's a lot of different levels when it comes to homelessness. But Miss Thing right here, Miss Dragons, is she smart enough to get online and hustle and plot all these schemes and spin all these lies? Then she know if she want to get out of her situation, she can get a job. Do you know how many homeless people have jobs? And maybe if she gets herself a job, she can find a shelter that they will give her a bed because she is working. There are those types of shelters as well. They will give her a bed because she has a job. There are all types of homeless shelters. There are homeless shelters that put term limits on it. It gets so bad, y'all. It's like a whole homeless pipeline. The homeless people know where to go for every season to where they can get a bed. Like I can only stay 15 nights a year or 30 nights a year at this in California. And after that, I'm gonna move on down to Chicago and get me another 30 or 60 days in that homeless shelter. From there, I go to New York. I can get me a couple of weeks at this shelter. Like it's like a whole, pipeline where they can go. They know where they can go to get a bed for, in case you got, a number of nights that you can stay at a shelter. And there are those shelters that will, if they have room, will give you a bed all year round. Okay, there are many types of shelters. Okay, this is part of the homeless hustle. Yes, a lot of homeless people are very sweet though. Yeah, yeah. There are a lot of people homeless because they don't have a choice. Especially a lot of you know what's so it was hard for me when I first started working in a homeless shelter because you have people that truly try to make it, right? Say you are a family and say the mom and the dad is working, right? You are one paycheck away from being homeless, right? You lose that one paycheck for whatever reason, like one of the partners gets sick or something, you can't pay that rent for you and your kids, and suddenly you are homeless, right? So you end up in a family shelter, right? But even then, you lower yourself, even before you get to this shelter, you still might try to stay in your car with your kids because you don't want to put your kids in that environment, right? You're doing everything you can though. But because you couldn't afford to pay that rent for that 1 month, you are now homeless with your family. But not because you are on drugs, not because you are abusing alcohol, you just trying to make it. That is very hard. Okay. But then you got those people like Dragons that's on the homeless hustle. I'm not talking about people that work hard every day trying to get their life back on track. Those are not the people that I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that's on the homeless hustle. That's why I said there are different levels of homelessness. It's like a hierarchy. That's what I meant by that. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. You see what I'm saying? So, to be fair, the shelters are no joke. Safety can be a big issue. However, these folks on here been well, no, some shelters are no joke. The shelter that I worked at, it had security, and if you acted out in any kind of way, you had to leave the building because nobody was going to get hurt under our watch at that shelter. Wasn't no shanking going on. It wasn't prison. It wasn't chaos and all of this and all of that. That was not tolerated. So not all shelters are bad. You see what I'm saying? Or dangerous or whatever. That's not all of them. You know. And for a lot of people, you're right, about homelessness is a lifestyle for a lot of people. You know, you see people online trying to make it seem like homelessness is chic. Like I live in the back of my car. Y'all seen the videos on right here on YouTube? I live in the back of my camper. And all of this and all of that. They're making it seem like it's chic, but really you homeless. If you are living in the back of your car, you are homeless. I seen one video of a girl, she was young and she had a smaller car and she had a cat. She had some kind of plastic toilet in the back of her car. Just she had the cat cage in the back of her car. the what do you call it? The litter box was in the back of her car. She had some shoes and clothes in the back of the car, all that mixed up together, and she would sleep in the front of the car. She do videos on YouTube. I'm thinking, Lord have mercy. And then you got I seen one person, one couple, they was living the RV life or the camper life or whatever, and they make videos of how dangerous it can be. And they was telling a story about it was people circling their camper or something. They got so afraid they had to leave the spot because they were afraid, and all of this and all of that. But if you living in a camper going from place to place, you are homeless, you know. And so, yeah, you just really have to, that is just, another state of homelessness. Like I said, there's a hierarchy. Some people are choosing to monetize their homelessness, right? It's another form of a hustle. So when it comes to my opinion, this Dragons is monetizing her homelessness. She using it as a hustle. Okay, I'm just saying. You know, you got to think about this stuff. Rent so high, a lot of people live. Yeah, rent is so high. A lot of people are living in their cars, right? You know, was that the young black couple I used to support? Well, this couple that I saw was an interracial couple. So I don't know if they. And this video was like maybe just a month or so old. So I'm thinking they still living the camper life or whatever. You know. But you're right about that, Poke Chop. A lot of people are homeless to no fault of their own because rent is so high, inflation is so high. Sometimes, even if you got a job, you got kids, you got to choose between basic essentials and feeding your kids and feeding yourself, you know. So, yeah. But it's a slap in the face for people, in my opinion, that are really trying to make it. That people are really trying to make it. Really struggling for real. Then you get this crackhead coming on here, you know, cause and then people, like I said, they're willfully ignorant, or they naive as I'll get out, or they love to support a train wreck, because you see a lot of that going on too. And they willfully fund these people's addictions. Okay? It's like a slap in the face to people that are really, really struggling. Yeah, she act entitled just like the basic homeless person does. Uh-huh. Yeah, she said she lost her job that they were holding at Target for all that long time because she failed a drug test. Girl, really? And people going for that? Child. They ask for sponsorship for trips to Vegas or whatever, for whatever they want. These are adults. You're right about that, soul sister. But people got a right to do whatever they want to do with their money. Don't get me wrong. But it's just like the naivete that's going on around here. And all of it is not even naivete, in my opinion. Some of it is just that, I guess, there's a lot, how they say, I stopped paying my cable bill because I watch YouTube all the time, right? Well, honey, you got to give out so much money around here for donations and scams, and you got people saying they need some crab legs, and everybody got a birthday every single month, and all they really want to do is smoke weed and gamble. And y'all funded that. A lot of people fund a lot of these scum buckets lifestyles, and they feel entitled. Okay, don't mind begging. All right, they know that there are a lot of subscribers. A lot of them are old people, that don't mind, giving them money because they want to feel like they're a part of something. So they don't mind. You got a lot of content creators that do that. They say it ain't even, they just hustling. They ain't even homeless. Like the Dragons person, they just hustling good people out of their money. Just like no remorse. But like I said, I would never tell somebody what to do with their money, but call a thing a thing. But as far as that homeless hustle go and that dragon shit, girl, you ought to be shaming yourself, honey. You always got a dire situation. Girl, you ain't doing nothing but putting on a homeless hustle. Because after the bike situation, you gonna come up with something else. Okay? And if you really want a job, you would take your butt after and get one. Okay? Give me a break. And you, like I said, you may have some mental illness. But clearly that you ain't mental illness to the point to where you can't plot and scheme and manipulate. Okay? Or are you just a crackhead? And you playing crackhead homeless games. Now that's the truth. And I'm so glad ODS got frustrated with her and he told her the truth too. Because everybody ain't stupid and everybody ain't feeling sorry for no grown person that ain't doing up but running game. Okay? But right, junkie stunts. Thank you. That's all she pulling around here. Taking people's kindness for weakness, insulting people's intelligence. It's a lot of people like Brooke and a whole bunch of them insulting people's intelligence. You know, you play on your own subscribers of sympathy and empathy and compassion, and that's cool if that's what you want to do. That's cool. It's cool if they're going for it, and don't even feel bad. And then some of these, some of the content creators that's done got feel so entitled that if you don't give them a cash out, they got a problem with it. Okay, now let's call a thing a thing. Nobody is responsible for funding your weed habit. Okay, ain't nobody responsible for paying none one of your bills. Ain't nobody responsible for paying you, for paying for your crab legs, or for you to go gamble, or for whatever it is that you want to cash out for. And then you make people feel bad if they don't even have. What if they don't even have the money? Inflation is high. But to feel part of just to fit comfortably in a chat, they got to cash app you. Really? This what we doing? This YouTube app thing here, this thing is free. Okay. Now, if you feel like you want to give, but you don't have to be stressed out or feel that if you don't give, you're gonna be excommunicated or something. That's crazy. You know. And it's just not once. Every month is something else. E-bikes, transmissions, trips. Right. Why are adults needing other adults to fund their vacation? A vacation is an extracurricular activity. Why do you need to be funded for an extracurricular activity? Can you make that make sense? And you're an adult? Okay. Let's keep it a buck. You're going to piss some people off. I don't give a damn. Now, about I don't give a damn. Okay? Just like that duck lip heifer over there, when I hit, see, sometimes you be hitting too close to home, right? And the scammers and the beggars get upset with you, right? So I hit the pound over there, like I said, at ODS, and duck lip Pizarro is down in the chat saying something about something or whatever. I had to cuss her out real quick, and put her in her place, because I'm thinking, heifer, you're the number one beggar and scammer around here. Okay? Well, my intels is going to support me and my children and my husband. Why? Why? And you feel entitled to it. Your cash apps go to getting low. You got a problem with it. Well, girl, monetize your channel. You always talking about your views and your clicks. Monetize your channel. Put your commercials in there. Put your product. Put your products. Oh yeah, y'all check out my product bag. Oh, let me do a little self promotion. My product bag is on account of ODS mentioning candles. I also like candles. Sometime there's a place called Apothecary. I like to get those candles. They're a little bit more expensive, but ODS said he gets he get a lot of candles, which I have too. From Walmart. They smell just as good. They make your home room smell good, and they don't cost so much to you can put a candle in every room. Okay, That's how little they cost. And they're really good candles, right? So I put some of them in my products bag. If y'all like candles as much as I do, and evidently ODS do, because I burn candles every day as well, y'all check out my product bag because they are all very reasonably, I can't say the word, low cost candles. Okay, if y'all like fragrances like I do, because y'all know sometimes I put in the Bath and Body Works candles, and like I said, I like those apothecary candles. Those apothecary candles is on Oprah Winfrey's her favorite things. Some of them cost a lot, but they are all worth it. But Walmart's candles smell just as good. Okay, and they burn for a long time, and they fill your room up. But anyway, did you already discuss the mug shot? Okay. No, I didn't see the mug shot. I didn't see it. I honestly didn't see the mug shot. I don't even know where it is. Aldi has good counters too, Murray Murray. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see it. And so, oh, it's on ODS wall? Oh, okay. Because everything that ODS was saying to her, it was the truth. People get frustrated with all the nonsense. She got every excuse. You're a grown woman. You're 40 something years old. You make excuse after excuse after excuse while you gonna get up off your trifling butt and get yourself a job. Okay? Why do you want people to fund your lifestyle? You're a grown woman. Give me a freaking break. Child, please. But like I said, everybody got a right to do what they want to do, but you can still call a spade a spade. And ain't nothing wrong with it. I said, you know what? Even though I didn't want to go live, let me go live to say what the heck I got to say. Okay? Because this is ridiculous. All right? It's really time for a subscriber intervention, a beast sector intervention. All these weirdos running games. Okay? Don't care nothing about their subscribers for real. You know, I'm just saying, if you really think about it. But as far as me making somebody mad about this right here, this commentary, I don't give a rat's behind it. Y'all know I don't. These folks will not have Social Security when they won't have. They don't work. They don't work. It don't make no sense. But like I said, but as far as the last part, the subs are either naive or willfully ignorant. A lot of them are willfully ignorant. A lot of them go along to get along. You see what I'm saying? They just want to feel like they're a part of something. A lot of them like a good charity case. Okay, even though you lying in their face, they still know, but nevertheless, a lot of them feel like they got to give you cash apps in order to sit in they chat or on their channel or whatever. you know Make you feel funny if you're not giving nothing, like you're not welcome, like you got to pay your church tithes and offerings or something. But you got a right to do what you want to do, just like I got a right to speak on it. Okay. You got grown folks asking for to be sponsored for trips. Don't have no pride in themselves, no dignity at all, just nothing, just on her begging. Grown people. Okay. That's right. A man don't work, a man don't eat. That's what it's saying in the Bible. If a man don't work, a man don't eat. Okay. Ain't that the truth? Peace was saying they give men money. Maybe they tired of her. Well, I guess she mad. Maybe she feel like they get more money than her. And then she talking about ODS when she say they give men money because maybe ODS make more money than her. You see what I'm saying? Because she ain't the top dog right now. Ness is. So I'm sure that her donations have died down. She even tried to start being fake nice to her subscribers. Hey y'all so beautiful. I love y'all, and you used to talk shit to them, and you used to talk down to them. But now you just have so happy. I so happy to see y'all today. What us doing? Mm, mm, mm. Miss O, I'm getting ready to go to work. Do I wanna go? Hell, I got bills, period. A child. To be honest, Miss O, I'm sick of everybody begging. Some of these CCs are getting ridiculous with all this begging for school clothes, right? Supplies. Honey, you can get it yourself. You are an adult. And why do you want somebody else to take care of your children? And then you ain't putting this money that you begging for school supplies. They're probably sticking it up your nose and you smoking it. Okay? Sylvia, you have grown people asking for condoms and what? Condoms and deodorant. Grown women make who's asking for condoms and deodorant? Oh, I heard Sheffy was asking for condoms. Was she asking for deodorant too, child? Mm-mm-mm. I know that's right, just net. Child, ODA said you get more money when you don't ask as much. I can agree with that. I can agree with that because people want to give this because they want to. Nobody wants to feel obligated because this YouTube app is free. Why would you want to make somebody feel obligated to give you anything? And when it comes, this is a predominantly black female sector. Men are going to do better in these spaces anyway. It's just going to happen. That's just the way it is. Watch how the begging increases over the next few months. Well, I heard them saying that this ain't even holiday season, and the begging ain't ramped up yet. Child, you know. Now that's what I heard. Mm-hmm. Child. Mm-mm-mm. I ain't never seen nothing like it. But like I said, you give to who you want to give to, but just don't feel obligated. Because a lot of these peoples are monetized and you know. And if you feel you appreciate somebody, I put my cash up here. I very, I get a cash up every once in a while, and I'm thankful for that cash up, no matter the amount. But never will I ever try to strong arm somebody into giving me a freaking cash out. Because when you give me a cash out, it lets me know that you really appreciate my commentary, or even appreciate something that I said, on the video or something. So I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate your clicking, your view, and your share. Thank you. Thank you. But I would never think of strong arming nobody into nothing. That's ridiculous to me. Making somebody feel guilty or make them feel like obligated. If you want to sit in my chat, you got to do A, B, C, and D. No. We are all adults. We are all responsible for ourselves at the end of the freaking day. I'm just saying. Miss Dior said the begging is getting out of hand. And ODS is beyond annoying with it. But I blame these goofy subscribers. Now you know what? You make a good point, Miss Dior, when it comes to subscribers. If subscribers stop feeding into this mess, it wouldn't be as bad. Okay? But you can't, and I would never try to tell a subscriber to do with their money, and I would never try to, scold them for choosing to do what they want to do with their money, because guess what? It's their money. But the reason why the begging is getting out of hand, has gotten out of the hand, is because some subscribers feed into it. You keep feeding these people money, so they're starting to feel entitled. They don't have no shame. They don't have no integrity, so they keep doing it because they feel like you guys have the custom. It's like they trained you, like how they trained you in a cult and they play with your mind in the cult. You do what they want you to do at all times. It's like they've trained you to give them money. That's what it seemed like to me. Sheffy was asking for Magnum condoms, the 36 pack, wow, for the Vegas Freak Out 2024, and deodorant. So you telling me Sheffy says she needs some condoms and some deodorant for the girl? Sheffy, if you don't stop, she'll never don't have no shame. Why is the biggest beggars have the most to say about what others? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Just read my book. Yeah, yeah. Blackberry said, I'm sick of it. As soon as they start begging, I click off. That's all you gotta do. The reason why it's gotten so bad is because a lot of subscribers keep feeding into it. The more you feed into it, The more you feed the beast, the bigger the beast gonna get, right or wrong. You know. And then Sheffy is a man. She done got her trip paid for, and she's still begging for little stuff like condoms and deodorant. You can't get that for yourself. Come on now. Oh yeah, I dropped the link, Miss Crow. I forgot. Honestly. Girl, they ain't hating on you. You gotta be at some point in time. I don't know if you're trolling when you're doing all this. You know what I mean, Sheffy? Or what the world is going on for real, but girl, girl, girl. Condoms, really? And deodorant. Whoo, child. So maybe you just trolling them, child. I don't know. They don't even consider working and saving their money anymore. I agree with that. Because everybody is responsible for their own extracurricular activities. Like if you're an adult, like trips, like condoms and deodorant, like just crab legs, like marijuana, like gambling habits. You know, you're responsible for your own. If you are an adult, dang. But hey, like I said, as long as people keep feeding into it, that's why they're gonna continue doing it. Okay, but if you don't mind, then hey, I don't mind for you. If you like it, I love it. You know, can't tell somebody what to do, but you ain't got to like agree with it either. You know, but it's just like it's there. You know, it's there for them to do. It's there for me to comment on. Like it, don't like it, I don't care. Just is what it is. Okay. Lord have mercy. But that's just how I feel about that. And if I had, she won't go to a gynecologist. Oh Lord, now see, I don't know nothing about that. But I dropped the link. I'm gonna drop it again. Let me see who this is. Let me make sure. Let me put my banner up. ODS said he got porn bombed today. I was like, oh, child, really? Sure, putting my banner up. No, ma'am. Miss Creole?
Yeah, that's me, babe.
Is this Miss Creole? Oh, shoot. Hold on, Miss Creole. I'm going to have to get my sound back in. I got a
Okay.
phone call earlier. Miss Creole? Oh, did I not let her on?
Yeah, hello.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to get my sound back in. I couldn't hear anything.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure that you knew it was me.
Yeah, I got it now. Yeah, because
Okay.
earlier D-Spot almost got porn bombed.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Yep.
You know,
That's why I was like, let me make sure and put my banner up.
let me, I want to say this too. It's a couple of things I want to comment off of. So let's start
Okay.
with the cash apps, okay?
Okay.
I always said if I did get cash apps, I would rather get mine the way that my block mother, who is five, well, she used to be five, used to get hers. Five never asked for no money. People just
Mm.
gave it to her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
they
know
just gave
people
it to
kind of,
you.
yeah, they just gave it to her. Every
Yeah, they
live, every
did.
time she came on, they just doom 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 doom. And I felt like
Mm-hmm.
that's how I want to get mine. I'm gonna tell you what
Mm-hmm.
happened to me real brief. The reason why I said that. When I lost my spouse, the day that let's just say I lost my spouse on a Wednesday. How come Thursday my accounts was frozen? Okay.
Mm.
Didn't get no
Mm.
money out of the accounts, and that was me and his money. Like when I used to work and all this and stuff, I had one without him, and then I had one with him. Well, I went to the one with him, and my son couldn't buy nothing. He was like, "Mom, I'm at the store, but the card ain't working." Come to find out, somebody, I don't know who, had called the banking institution and told them my husband was dead. So they locked down all the accounts. It took me and waiting on the his job to pay out for his death and blah blah blah. It took me over a year, Miss Olivia, to get any
Mm.
funds, even the funds that was mine. They wouldn't give them to me. I had nightmare. Okay, However, when I
Mm-hmm.
did one of my lives, I told everybody, what happened to me and everything. I said, if you would like to cash out me just to help me out through this little struggle, because I didn't know how long it
Mm-hmm.
was going to take, right? I said,
Mm-hmm.
feel free. If not, still come over here because, I still appreciate you guys. And I think I got
Mm-hmm.
2 people during that time that sent me something. And I'm appreciated. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is a lot of subbies, I found out, they like the people who have the most in their chats so that
Mm-hmm.
when
Mm-hmm.
they do send
Well,
something,
wait a minute, Creole. Miss Cruiser said, "Why did they lock your joint account?" I'm
I
sorry.
don't know. I have no idea. But Miss Cruz, I went through doohickey, okay? It took
Oh
me a
wow.
year. It took me a year to get my funds back, me and his funds. And I had to call like 6 times.
Did you have a will?
No, we didn't have any will. No.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
you know what? Black people take notice. Please have a will. Please
Yep.
have you a will in place. Even if it ain't nothing but now it's better to have it notarized. But if you know it's gonna be uncontested, even if your husband or your spouse just wrote out something, and you get it notarized, but not by attorney, but a notary public, please have that in place if you are a married couple, because that could have avoided a lot of this, Miss Creole. That's what it sounds like, baby. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
and I used to work for the bank, okay? I used to work for a bank and I was
Like
I
Miss
was
Cruz said, her joint accounts have rights of survivorship. So y'all, I'm assuming y'all don't have none of that signed either, right?
no, we just this was
That's
our
why I
kid.
mentioned living wills and all of that. Cause see, sometimes if you don't ask about it, you won't know.
Yeah.
So Cruiser, they probably didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't. This was just like our kick around account, which was like our traveling account, like we went out of town and stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
we had one account for bills. Then we had one account that was mine that he used to tell people, my wife got her own account. She don't think I know about that I know about, So
Mm-hmm.
and then we had the one, but they had shut down. Like we had paid bills. My husband died of COVID,
Mm-hmm.
so it was unexpected. We had paid
Oh
the
my
bill.
God, I'm so
So I
sorry
went
once again.
Thank you. I went to get the money out of that other account and it was just locked. And it was net spin. Y'all ever heard of net spin? Don't do it. So and then they don't speak English that well. It was a nightmare. My attorney sent them a release letter and everything because he said that's against the law for them to hold your money like that. It
Yes.
actually went a whole year, y'all. A whole year. So yeah, but anyway, my point was a lot of subbies, not all, so don't at
And you
me.
may
A lot
not
of
believe it or not. Let me tell you something. You may not believe it or not, but part of that reason is because you're melanated.
yep,
Believe it or not, and I'm not even lying to you. Part of that reason that factored into that was that you're melanated. And they
I
always
believe
want
it.
to think the worst of us, even when dealing with a situation like that. And I'm not
Yep,
even lying to you. That's why
yep.
you
I
have to
know better now.
paperwork. This country runs, y'all. This country runs on paperwork, okay?
And then I had
It
to okay,
runs
because
on
I had
paperwork.
of course I had power of attorney. So I had power of
Mm,
attorney. I had all the stuff that I needed. I had our marriage certificate. I had his date of birth, social security. I had mine. I had everything. And these people were still saying it was not enough. And that's how I had to get my attorney involved. And then they started ignoring him. But my point being with all of that was I really have watched some subbies. A lot of subbies have this thing, they need their name called out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh,
yeah.
they called my name out. So let me go ahead and let me do this so they can call my name out. It just makes them feel, I guess, empowered. I feel special or something because you can't tell me that. Well, I ain't gonna get into that because then that'll open up a
Well,
whole
let me
can.
say this. I always was under the assumption that, okay, say I get a cash app every once in a while. I don't call the names out, but I always come on and say thank you because I just figured they didn't want their names called out. So you said, but they do want their names called out these days.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yes, I don't know if it's
Oh
that they don't
wow.
have nothing going for real in their real life, but
Oh
they love
wow.
to hear. They love to hear like I'm gonna use you beans and cornbread. I'm not talking about you. I'm just gonna use you. They love to hear like if you say something like "Thank you, beans and cornbread, for that cash out. Thank you."
Oh wow.
You
Oh
know what I'm saying?
wow.
It's like, yeah, I got my name out there. See what I'm saying? I'm that one. Where a
Oh,
lot of
okay. So
people do
from
you?
now on, if y'all send me a cat, let me just say this. From now on, and I get one every once in a while, if you send me a cash app and you want me to say your name, please write it under the cash app. Let me say,
Yeah,
I want you to say my name or Oracle. And I will say your name. And I'm sorry if you feel disrespected because I didn't say your name. I always send a little heart or something But I just figured they didn't want their name called out. You telling me something? I had no idea.
And thank you, Beans Incorporated. She said, he or she said that their parent went through that too when they lost their dad. They it took them a year to get those funds too. So yeah, I
Wow.
had a whole year, honey. It was tough over here. Do you hear me? It was tough.
Mm-hmm.
But then finally, it was released and all that. Hey, my friend, that's real life with Anthony McNeil. I also wanted to say this, Miss Olivia. Can I tell about my challenge real quick? If you say no, I'm
Yes,
not going.
please. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I have a challenge tonight, you guys. It's a French fry challenge, and I know that sounds weird, but a lot of people don't eat baked potatoes. Okay, I'm asking that prior to the challenge, your baked potato be cooked, not fixed, but cooked, because other than that, it takes over an hour to cook a baked potato. Okay, if you're gonna do fries, you have to do those within the challenge because it takes 7 minutes to fry some fries. All right, but you can't just put no ketchup on no fries and say voila, butter on a baked potato and say voila. No, it's a loaded situation. Okay, we are judging on how it looks and the cleanliness of where you're cooking. We can't taste it, so we can only judge on what we see. All right. So if you want to be a part of it, there is 3 different prizes. One is 75, which somebody just gave to that pot. So actually, the number one prize is $100. So $100, 50, and 30. And just come over. Let's have some fun. My judges will not be crucifying anybody because it takes a lot. Go ahead. You guys say something?
I was just gonna say, is this Miss Cruiser?
Yes, yes, it's me.
Okay. All righty.
Okay. It takes a lot for people to get up there and do something like that. So I don't want them to be crucified. My judges is Charlie, ODS, and 300. Those are my judges. I think I wanted somebody who was experienced in judging, which is ODS, and I wanted some fresh faces because every time, the same people judging, blah, blah, blah. Anywho, so yeah, if y'all can, I'm trying to build up my hours, y'all, my watch hours, so I can get monetized. So just come on over and spend some time with me. We also gonna have the good sounds of Buddy Lee, so I will have a DJ on deck. So we're gonna have some fun. Thank you, Miss Olivia, for saying that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, and I'm excited about it. So just let me get this. The premise of your baked potato challenge is who can make the best baked potato, right? Putting
Yes,
a different ingredient, because you can put everything on a baked potato. So
yes,
I love
and
me a
it's
good baked
cheap.
potato.
Yeah, it is cheap. And speaking of cheap, I would never, ever, 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 as long as my name stay Coco or Creole, I would never give nothing to Chefy. Never.
What's the
I
name
just
of what's the name of your channel?
it's called Creole Butterfly / Libra Butterfly. You can just find me.
Can can you just type it? Type it. I can't drop links in my chat, but if you
Okay.
just type it out and put baked potato challenge, I will highlight it. I'll put it up on the screen right here.
Okay. All right. Let me try to
Okay.
do that. Hi, Miss
And
Cruiser.
the time too. Put the time on it as
Oh
well.
yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, just in case I can't do it. I'm trying to. Okay.
Okay. Go
I'm
ahead.
doing it
Hey,
now.
hey, hey, Miss Cruiser, how you doing?
Hey, ladies, how y'all doing? Hey, everyone in the
Okay.
chat. So, I wanted to say real quick, and everybody, please research this. Just research it. There's really no difference in having a will and going through probate because if there are assets that's not already with a beneficiary designation or with a joint that's joint, it's automatically going to be probated if it's over a certain amount. So I always suggest to people rather than and then when you do let's say if you have a will and you need the funds immediately, you still got to wait 6 months because when something is probated, you have to list it in the paper. You have to so that anybody that's owed money, so you have to wait 6 months before you can touch them funds. I always encourage people to make sure your beneficiary designations are updated. Um, if you are married, make sure things are joint because survivorship, uh, when it's joint, then it just goes to the survivor. And if you have assets that you want to, write who it goes to, do a trust, a revocable trust that turns irrevocable at death. Also, I want to remind people that power of attorneys or attorney of facts, they they terminate as of the date of death. That paper is nothing. So those are the
Really?
things. hmm Power of
Okay.
attorney is for the living. Um,
Right.
so
Right. You're right. Yeah.
so once they pass, it's they're no longer used. So those are things, and again, check behind me, look behind me. I hate wills and estates because you do this, and then a probate judge got to come in and approve it. It's like, why would I write down what I want? Somebody else got to come in and prove it. Whereas with a living trust or a revocable trust, or even if an irrevocable trust, if that's what you want to do, um, then the courts don't come in and approve that.
Hmm.
Hopefully that makes sense. But people,
No,
like I said,
you're
look into
absolutely
it.
right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's best, like you said, for people to research what they have to do as it applies to their state. And so you're absolutely right, especially if you are married, and you have beneficiaries other than your spouse, like your children, and you don't want the will to be probated. There are certain steps that you can take so it can be uncontested. So, but you are absolutely right, Miss Cruiser. I
Hmm.
absolutely agree.
Yeah. But and I encourage people on every change of life, um, have a baby, have a grandbaby, or holidays. Those are good times to update your beneficiary designation. Don't assume anything. It don't
Hmm.
automatically go to anybody. Okay.
Right.
And nothing overrides a beneficiary designation.
That's right.
So make sure
That's
all
right.
of that is updated on whatever it is that you have, your retirement plans, your life policies, your policies down at the bank. What's your house? You get a certain age,
Hmm.
get a certain age, how you gonna deed your house, or that type thing. So it don't be. I told my parents, it's four of us. Adult, listen, please sell that house, use the assets out of it, because how are we going to split a house in four ways? So,
Right.
things like that are things that you need to discuss and think about. And I encourage people to set it up in such a way that you don't have your children falling out after you pass away. Think
Yes.
That's
about
true.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And make sure somebody knows, because if you hide it all, ain't nobody gonna find it when you go. So make sure that
True.
somebody knows where it's at, because just because somebody know where it's at don't mean they're gonna take it, because
Right.
even at death you gotta go through steps to get
Yeah.
whatever's out there. It ain't, as Miss Creole saw, it ain't just given to you because
Okay.
it's
That's
rightfully
true.
to you. So take care of those things. I know those are morbid things you don't want to talk about, but we have to talk about it. And what
Yeah.
made me get into something like this was years ago when my grandfather passed, and everything was in a mess, and we had to go through probate, and it was ugly. And I have an aunt to this day who
Mm.
does not treat me the same
Mm.
behind it.
Oh wow.
So because she was just pretty much, she was the only girl,
Mm.
and she was just pretty much kind of taking stuff. It's like, whoa, 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 that's not how you handle things. And it was nothing going to me as a grandchild, but I just felt like the business of it should have been done right.
Mm.
Uh, and after that experience, I said, it's got to be a better way than this. And that's when I started researching it
Mm.
and learning it and studied it and doing all that kind of stuff. So look it up for yourself. Do what's best for
Yeah.
you. Some people wills work
Yeah.
out better, but I don't like them. I don't like probate judge. I don't like probated
Mm.
estates.
Mm.
And
Especially the beneficiary, because when it came to, like, say, my grandmama's land, for instance, it's just example. My grandmama had one child, which was my mama, right? So my mama was her beneficiary. And when my mama passed away, my mama had three girls though. So, but all three of us were the beneficiary of my mama's and daddy's insurance, and my grandmama's land and all of this and all that. But we decided to, as far as the monies went, the insurance monies and whatever and whatnot, we split that up equally. But as far but we knew that our grandmama never wanted her land to be sold. So what we did was, until me and my husband had to move in, because we thought that I felt like that the state of Tennessee was trying to take our land. I told y'all about that, right?
yeah.
And so I actually had to go. I wasn't even living there at first. We would, pay what we had to pay, keep the house up and all this, but nobody was living there, right? But we would go out there on special occasions, anybody, right? So my sisters didn't mind that me and my husband moved into the house. Everybody's still always welcome, of course, but I felt like because nobody lived on the land, They were trying to, they outset tried to steal 2 acres, right? And
Ain't
we
that
had to
eminent
go back.
domain that they be trying to do? What is it? Eminent domain where they can try to say
Eminent domain.
eminent.
Yeah, we
There you
had to
go.
go back to the 1920s to find the original land map, the
Shut up.
original deed and everything to prove that those 2 acres of land that they wanted to put on the eminent domain, they belonged to us, and we didn't want to be paid for those lands so they could put up those dang on cell phone wires. We had to go through a lot just because of that land. But I say all that to say, Cruiser is absolutely right. You got to have your ducks in a row, because even when it go to probate court, you don't, if you have to go to probate court, you're still going to lose some of those benefits that you were fighting for.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I
You
just so
know.
happen to be the only person for my husband. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
I heard it gets really, really ugly.
Yeah.
And it's called, and even if it don't get ugly, you got to pay. You got to pay. Now you put yourself into a tax consequence,
Yes, that's
a
what I
state
meant. Yeah,
tax,
the tax.
and
Yeah,
then it's like, why are we paying tax on stuff that
that's ours.
somebody already paid taxes on?
Right.
Yep.
And then
Right.
you put yourself into a tax consequence, and then you have to pay all those court fees, and
Yep.
don't let real estate be involved. If real estate
Yep.
is involved, now
Yep.
you got to
Yep.
get, or an attorney is not required unless real
Yep.
estate is involved. Now you got to
Yes.
go pay an attorney, and then you
Yep.
got to pay probate fees and all of that.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
and,
That's
and,
what I
and
meant. The
it takes 6 months to get the money, but sometimes it takes
hmm
about 3 months or 2 months to get an appointment, even with the probate
hmm
judge. It's a
Yep.
mess.
Yep.
It
And
was an ugly mess, and I never want
yep.
anybody to experience that,
Yep.
what
And you
I
paying for that
went
attorney
through.
the whole time.
Yeah.
And
The
let me say
whole
something
time.
else. As Black folks, sometimes we don't know our net worth or what we have. Can I tell
Hmm.
y'all that my granddaddy did not know his worth? He worked, he had, he was from Manning, South Carolina. So
Hmm.
he had land where he had cornfields on that land. He had farms on that land. And then he used to do, depending on the season, he used to do other things. So
Hmm.
he made money off that. And then he worked for the state out on the highway.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So he just didn't know his worth. And
Yeah.
so all of that had to be put together, and he should have had somebody to, say, okay, this is your worth, this is all your holdings, this is what you need to do. It was a
He didn't
mess
know.
sorting
Hmm.
all of that out, a mess.
Yep.
So y'all make sure y'all have everything,
Yeah. That's how a lot of black people use their land too, because they don't want you to have it in the first place, right? We know there's even problem with well, even before, like, one black person passed away, when it comes to farmers, right? Black farmers, they want to make it so tough on black farmers that
Yeah.
they end up having to sell their land and stuff simply because they are being pushed out. When it comes to land, land is um land is worth more than gold in this country, okay? Any
Yep.
amount of money, because they don't want you to have it. And if it's land in your family, like Cruz is saying, her granddaddy didn't know his what, but he's old. He was older, so he may not have known how to do all this and all that, right? But we live in a different age and time now. And if you got elders in your family and they own land, and even if they got insurance or whatever. They got money in the back of the TV. Help them get their paperwork together so your family won't be falling out. You know, and that's how I'm sure that's what Cruz is saying. Just get your ducks in
yeah.
a row. This country is run by paperwork. Okay.
That's true. And Miss Cruz, the Cosmic Girl's been asking you questions. I don't know if you saw it or
Oh
not.
yeah. So yeah, and I think Poke Shop and somebody else was answering. Yeah, see which one is best for you. Whether it's a living trust, a revocable trust, or irrevocable trust. Everybody's situation is different.
Hmm.
So see which one is best for you. Um,
And
and
also, which is best for your is it applies to the rules and regulations in your state?
yes,
Because when it comes to things of that nature, every state is different,
yeah,
and you don't
yeah.
want to
So.
put yourself
Mhm.
in a trick
Yeah,
bag.
you want to make sure that it lines up with your state rules, and that's when a accountant or a state planner or an attorney will
Hmm.
come in that deals
Hmm.
with that type of stuff, and also
Yep.
make sure that all your designations match up with what's in your trust. Like, don't have
That's true.
your 401k plan going to Joe. though, and but in the trust it's saying Sarah though. Make
Right.
sure that everything is
Yeah.
matching up
Yeah. Yeah.
and clean and neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're right
and it seems
about
like a
that.
lot of work, but it's less work before the fact, and then trust me, than after the fact.
Yeah, sure is. Like me and my husband, we don't have kids. So, but we got a lot of nieces and nephews, you know what I mean? Things of that nature. And things are very specific when it comes to us and our plans. Uh, I'll just put it that way because we don't need no drama, okay?
I know
About
that's
no
right.
material about no material stuff. The only thing that is not up for debate when it comes to, I guess, me and my husband and my family is my grandmama's land. But as far as personal finances and stuff like that, you have to have that in order because we don't have children. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, you have to make certain arrangements.
Someone asked me, "Do you need an attorney?" I didn't use one. I went
We
on
did.
and I found me a printable living trust with some wording in it,
Mm,
and went with it. I did have a friend to take a look at it to see, everything lined up with state guides and different things like that. But some
hmm
people do use their attorney. Just make sure that you have a copy and somebody that you know have a copy, just in case that attorney's office clothes or whatever. And it was something else I was going to say concerning this, and it slipped my mind. Let me come back, but I can't remember what it was.
It'll come back to you. Let me read this real
Hmm.
fast, Miss Cruiser. Donna Harris says, "My mother left land in the trust fund, but the family did not agree. She said it's been years of fighting in court. The judge is set to sign off before November of this year." Wow,
She left
it can
land in the
happen.
trust fund.
She said she left land and a trust fund, but the family did not
Oh, a
agree.
land and a trust fund. So she probably didn't include, and that's what I was going to say. Make sure in that trust it details out how the taxes are going to be paid.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yep.
you know because when everything is divided up, and okay, all of us own this land, and all of us, that's why I
Mm-hmm.
told my mama them, don't
Mm-hmm.
y'all leave us nothing we got that's solid, that we got to
Mm-hmm.
divide up. Then who gonna pay the taxes each year?
Yeah.
How the taxes going to get paid? So
And
there can be some
Until
provisions in that trust
yeah.
to leave funding to pay those taxes yearly.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
depends on,
Uh,
if it's, or if it's sold. If everybody agree and it's sold, then you don't have to worry about it. But if
mhm.
it's not agreed and sold, you can work out those provisions too.
Yeah.
So you don't end up in court.
In my case, we all three of the girls, we used to pay the taxes on the land, until my husband and myself moved in, and now we pay the taxes on the land because we live on the land now. You
yeah,
see what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
You
that makes
know, and but had we not moved onto the land, then me and my sister still would have been paying taxes. But we live on the land now, so I wouldn't ask my sisters to help me pay the taxes or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not right. But the end game is not to let these people take what my grandparents worked so hard for. That's
sense.
my end game. Don't let nobody take your stuff away from you. When it's all said and done, Miss Cruz is right, Creole Butterfly is right. Don't let nobody take what your people done left from you. And don't get so screwed up, when it comes to your family that you have to sell off the assets that they left to y'all just because y'all can't figure it out. Get something in writing. Like Miss Cruz said, make it solid to where it can't be contested. You know. Just
Yeah,
don't give
and
folks your stuff.
And I'm gonna say this, and drop off the panel. Go to your state. Don't go to one of those um, sites that charge you
Yes.
and got
Mm-hmm.
to your legitimate state treasury.
Yep.
Look at unclaimed cash
Yep.
and look at all those names.
Mm.
Those are where people didn't handle their stuff
Yes.
correctly. Folks
Mm-hmm.
couldn't afford to go to probate, didn't know the
Mm-hmm.
funds existed, didn't know,
Mm-hmm.
mama had insurance on the job, mama had a
Mm-hmm.
401k plan on the job. They just didn't know, or it wasn't handled correctly, or different things like that. So the states are sitting on A
Mm-hmm.
lot of money, millions of
Mm-hmm.
dollars. And
Mm-hmm.
people are not claiming it. And then when you go to claiming it, they making you. I mean, you can get it, but you're gonna jump through some hoops to get it. But you can get it. You
Sure
ain't got to
is.
pay nobody for it. You just
Mm-hmm.
gotta, sign things, fax it, have it notarized, and all of that. But you could get it. Don't pay
Mm-hmm.
nobody to get your money. But
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's all there because people don't do that because they think I ain't got nothing. People, you hear people say I ain't got. Yes, you do. Yes, you
Mm-hmm.
do.
You just don't know it.
Hmm.
They got a series on GMA, Miss Cruiser, about the unclaimed cash. They do that every once in a while on Good Morning America. Shall I be listening to YouTube and GMA at the same time? And every once in a while they'll do the little series about unclaimed cash when people just go up to the booth where they're sitting and they type their name in and they found out they got thousands of dollars. Sometimes just a couple of hundred up to thousands of dollars in unclaimed cash that they never knew nothing about.
Hmm. Somebody said you got 7 years before it goes to the state. I don't know what they're referring to, unless they're referring to property, and I can't answer to that. But it depends on the assets. These states are pushing now that if
Yep.
there's any outstanding funds that's not being claimed, they don't want companies to keep them selling to us. We hold
Right.
on to it till they come get it.
Yeah.
We
I'm just
want the
saying.
interest off the money. So it
Mm,
depends on what it is. I can't speak to land or when taxes are not paid or something like that. But of course,
mm.
somebody can come in and get your land if they pay your taxes if
Mhm.
it's unpaid for a certain amount of time. But y'all
Mhm.
just make sure that we keep it in the family, take care of it, and research. Just research it and then ask and find out what's best for you. What's best for me may not be best for you. You might go in and find out, hey, I still want a will. That's fine. Just make sure
Mm.
that it's what it is that you're doing and that your family members know what you got. Thank you for letting me come up. I
Thank
Thank
stayed
you,
way
Miss
longer than
Cruz.
I thought.
thank you, Cruiser, for coming up. That was some very important information.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Cause that's my end game, Miss Creole, is to not, let none of us have anything taken away from us just
Right.
because of lack of knowledge or not planning for stuff. Cause as long as you born to die, and
Yeah.
you work hard for what it is that you've gotten for your family, and you just don't want it to go to the state. And you darn so don't want nobody to take it away from you or
And
even
you
hold it
know,
up like they did yours for a whole year, Miss Creole. That's not
right.
right.
Right. And
I mean, come on now.
as a people, we need to learn ownership.
Yes.
We don't sell anything. We don't care. Somebody come in with a check and we like, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this because their money look good.
Mm-mm.
But money's
Nope.
temporary. It's the reason
You're
they
right.
want your stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
weird
Yep.
to me. Me and my mom, I love my mom, don't get me wrong, but me and her right now, that's a conversation me and her won't have because her dad got killed when she was younger, okay? He was farming and the tractor fell over on him, okay?
Mm.
He's got property that he left to his two kids. Like it's 11 of those, but only two was his, one being my mom.
Mm.
And
Mm.
she still is scared to ask her uncle. She asked his wife about the property. She said, girl, ask my husband when he come in. He'll take you to it and show it to you and everything. He's been just holding on to it and taking care of it till you're ready for it. Okay. And she's just scared to talk to him about it. I'm like, what are you scared of? That's yours.
Mm.
The man
Right.
is, oh, he could pass away soon. Then what's going to happen?
Ooh, she don't want the state to take it.
Right. And that's why I said, if you don't want to deal with it, mama, let me know. I'll take it over.
Right.
That's something that
Right.
your children's children can hold on to.
Yes. Keep
So
your land.
yeah, right now that's a conversation we won't have because she makes me mad with that. I don't know why
Yeah.
she's so scared of this man. He's never did nothing to
Mm.
her. She loves him to death. I just
Mm.
some of my uncles I'm scared to talk to. Girl, you out how old? And you still scared to talk to?
Oh Lord.
I'm
Maybe she don't
53.
want to upset him or
Oh,
something. You know what I mean?
I don't
I
know, but child.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
you gotta talk about business though. Cause you don't want
Yeah,
nobody coming and take what you worked so hard for. That's my issue. That's why I'm glad
right,
Miss Cruiser came up. Cause at the end of the day, I'm just not for somebody taking what's mine or my family. At the end of the day,
right.
by any means necessary, you're not gonna take what's mine. And my family. So I'm just
And
not gonna go
speaking
out
of that
like it
unclaimed,
because we know this happened to so many of black
yes,
people.
yes.
If you guys know anything about the Red Summer, here in the United States of America, if you don't know about it, just Google the Red Summer. Do you know that thousands of black people were forced to leave their land or die. Thousands of black people were killed on their land, and Anglos confiscated their land. It's called the Red Summer. They were simply were killed because they were landowners,
You know,
and
I did one
that
on
land was just taken, huh?
I did different lives on Lake Lanier, a
Hmm.
couple more black-owned places where they were forced. One of them
Yeah,
was, I forgot what state that was, but they buried a whole bunch of black people in a hole,
in a hole.
and
Yeah.
threw them in the hole. And right now, it's peaches and stuff that grow. It just grows out of control. But the
Oh, I
white
know what
people
you're
are,
talking about.
yeah, they're
Hmm.
afraid to even eat that fruit because they said it's the slaves are the black people that they
Mm.
took their land and threw them live in this hole that's
In a
got those
hole.
peaches growing. And
Mm.
anybody that goes on that land that's not black has been missing. So I did a
Mm.
lot on that too because I didn't know about. I knew about Lake Lanier, but I didn't know about
Hmm.
other lands that was taken from us and stuff like that. And I really got into that last year. I was doing
Hmm.
like a series of that maybe every other week because
Hmm.
it's interesting. And now
Yeah.
there's people who their families is fighting for that land because they had to
Yes.
approve one night, because
Hmm.
it was either die or give us your land. So the man of the family was like, I'm gonna take my family and start over. But now
Hmm.
the black families are going back fighting for that land now.
Fighting for their land. That's right. That's
So
right. Fighting
that's
for
so
their land.
interesting to me. You call it, you said it's the red what now? Because I'm gonna
It's
look that
called the
up.
Red Summer. The Red
Okay.
Summer. I can't think of the year right now, because I'm just all off in there everywhere. But
Okay.
it's called. It's just Google the Red Summer,
Okay.
and not only were people you know that movie what is that movie? It's a movie about it was in Florida. Ving Rhames was in it. Um, mm,
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
I
It's a
can't,
part of
but
Georgia.
yeah, but that movie is about the Red Summer.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
mm, um, mm. I
I
can't
know
think
what
of the name
you're
of it
talking
right
about.
now, but I can't think. But it happened in Florida. And it was based on a true story. But that app, and they said it all started because they said Rosewood. Thank you,
Rosewood.
Queen
Yeah.
Iris Rosewood. The movie is Rosewood, and so they said that this black guy had raped this black woman, but she was a whore, and all the white guys in town knew that she was a whore, and they noted that man did not rape that woman, but that white man was trying to save face, so he played into it, and all of those people got killed and burned out. And it's just and they were trying to shuffle the people out, and Ving Rhames was in it. It's just a whole big thing, but that actually happened. Rosewood is based on a true story, and
Now
that was
imagine
part of the
how
Red Summer. But that
I
happened a lot of places, not just Rosewood, Florida, child. Not just
remember
Rosewood.
I saw that movie, but can you imagine how I felt when I found out that they actually dropped a bomb on us?
In talking about Black Wall Street.
Yes, I didn't see. I
Yeah,
wasn't living back then, so I didn't know.
no,
So
none of
when
us
I got,
was. Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I just said no, none of us was.
Yeah, and
But
so
there are
remember,
still actually a couple of descendants from Black Wall Street
I know,
still
and the
alive.
government said they're not gonna give them no money. They lost their
Yeah,
lawsuit.
yeah, yeah. I
I'm
think
like,
they
how
still
can you drop
alive.
a bomb on American citizens like that? And
Yes,
these are the
they
ones that still living, and you still won't pay them?
still won't pay them. Still won't pay them. Just like they won't even think of the name. Think of reparations. There is no amount of reparations that they could ever pay descendants of slaves. Those people, America's descendant of slavery. There is no numerical amount. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
And so, but honestly, I think that who was that Lincoln that wanted to give black people for real 40 acres and a mule.
And
The
he ended up
reason why
giving it
that
to the
fell
slave
through is because
owners.
they don't want you to have no land, honey. They don't
Right.
want you to have, they don't want you to own no land. That's why I mentioned black farmers. Even to this day, they don't want black folks to own no land. Okay?
Yeah. So it's got to be something
That's
about
why I
that.
had to actually move on my, you not take, you can't, I'm not selling it to you. You're not finna take it by eminent domain. You just nothing, none of it. No, you can't have it. That's why we
Mm.
fought so hard. And I don't even trust nobody just not living on it no more. That's why we live here now, so we can watch it. Because you're not gonna
Man.
take what's mine. You're not
Mm.
gonna do that.
I want to
I'm not
say
gonna do that.
two things, and I'm gonna drop down. The first
Mhm.
one I wanted to say is, have you ever heard of the destruction of Black civilization? The book.
No, I don't
Yeah,
think I have.
yeah. It's a book called The Destruction of Black Civilization,
Who's the
and
writer?
let me see if I can pull this up. Somebody told me about it, and I'm waiting on it to get here. Uh,
Mm.
it doesn't. It won't let me see it because I've ordered it on Amazon.
That's all right. I'll Google it. The destruction
Right.
of Black civilization. Got
Yeah.
you. I'll Google it. Yeah.
This is
Okay.
great
Thank
issues
you.
of race from 4500 BC to 2000 AD.
Oh wow. Awesome.
Yeah, okay. And the last thing I wanted to say, it's funny how even back then, all the way up to we in 2024 going to 2025, and they never need a reason to kill us.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Look at what Donald Trump is doing right to this day. Project 2025. Take a look at it.
Yeah,
His own vice president called him the next Hitler or the future Hitler or the whatever. This is his own vice president. Okay.
yeah. And
Think
his
of if he's
nephew,
elected to office, what is that? How far that's going to set back black people?
I know. But back,
You know.
I would rather for if people, if you're not going to vote, I have my own issues with Kamala, but I'm not getting into that. But if you're
Right.
not going to vote for her, I'd rather for you not to vote.
My thing is, when it comes to Democrats and Republicans, I'm always voting for the lesser evil. And so I got my issues with Miss Harris too, but
Yep.
she is the Democratic nominee, and that's who I am voting for.
Yeah, she's the last
Issues aside, okay.
Yep. Yep.
I haven't even never thought twice about not voting, and absolutely, it'll turn my stomach to think about voting for 45 for Trump.
Okay.
So if
Okay.
I gotta vote for Kamala, okay, it is
Yep.
what it is.
Yep.
It
Yep.
is what
Yep.
it is.
Yep. And I
When they
wanted,
named her the Democratic nominee, I was like, okay.
and that's why we ourselves have to position ourselves not only to as far as financial and things like it as much as we can, but also with food and stuff, because once she wins, we gonna have to really have our head on the swivel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For a while, we're gonna have to have
yeah.
our head on the swivel because
Well,
people are not
yeah.
gonna like being that a so-called black woman, I call her black, that she's gonna be over this free world. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
everybody that looks like her, they might can't get her, but they'll try to get us.
My thing is, even if she wins, is she going to be allowed to ascend to her presidency without violence? I don't think so.
I know. That's why I said they may not be able to get it's gonna be an uprising. And they
Hmm.
might not get her, but they're gonna try their best to get, some of us, to try to make
Yeah,
us pay.
I live in the South, for God's sakes.
Me too. I'm in Kentucky, honey. I ain't too far from
Oh,
you.
Lord, yes, child, yes, yes. You know exactly what I'm talking about, honey.
Yes.
Every week now they having a new white supremacy march. They getting revved up around here, baby. They with it here.
Really?
Yes, every
Yeah.
week,
If they
every
doing
week.
it
But I tell
every
you
week,
one thing though, yeah,
damn.
they'll be all right.
Now, I just told my son yesterday, I said we gotta get some more things to go into Pow Pow just so we can
Oh
have
yeah,
it. You know what
oh
I'm
yeah,
saying? So I hate that we have to be like that, but y'all, these people are manic. They are very manic. Not all of them, I'm just saying, but the ones that really support that man,
mm-hmm,
they just as crazy as he is.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
we wouldn't have never thought about storming no Capitol. Matter of fact, we
yeah.
wouldn't have been able to get close to the Capitol. They would have
We
shot
wouldn't
us
have,
in the fight.
child, we wouldn't have been able to hit the bottom step of the Capitol.
Okay.
Child,
Yeah.
please. Are you kidding me? Child.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't. They would have said, They look like. I mean, we could
Okay,
get
yeah, they
there.
look like they.
Anyway, thank you, Miss Olivia. I'm going to get ready for my challenge tonight. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you, Trio. Have a good look. I'm sure gonna be checking you out. I'm excited about this baked potato challenge. It's different. I
I
like
thank
that because I love some real good. You can put anything on a baked
right,
potato.
right, absolutely.
Girl, I'm just interested to see, what kind of different ideas I can get out your challenge. I hope they're being very inventive. I hope y'all go check out Miss Creole's her baked potato challenge. I'm excited. I'm definitely going to watch her challenge because I want to see if anybody come up with some good baked potato toppings ideas. Miss Cruiser, thank you so much for hitting the panel and sharing the information that you shared. A lot of us simply don't know how to move when it comes to things of that nature, unfortunately, even to this day. But it struck me real hard. I said, when you talked about, I believe, your grandfather not knowing his worth, I was like, wow, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? My God. Because you really have to look out, for our elders and for what they built and what they worked hard for. A lot of us is not born with a silver spoon in our mouth. I know I'm not. We work hard in this family, and I show she available, ready, I agree. Um, but yeah, you just don't want somebody to take something away from you. You just don't want somebody, especially something your people, your ancestors, your elders done worked uh hard for. You don't want that to happen. So help the older people in your family know their worth and get their affairs in order. This is a hard conversation, but just tell them, look, we don't want these folks taking what you done worked for from us, and you don't want it, don't want it to be no problem getting it to where you want it to go or who you want it to go to. you know. And thank you, Donna Harris, for dropping down and sharing what you shared as well. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get off of here, y'all. But like I said, I'm excited about um um oh Lord. Her and Miss Creole's channel is Libra Butterfly. At Libra Butterfly. In case y'all don't know her channel, let me try to write it in here real fast. Cause she put it in the back for me. But like I said, I can't share the link. I don't drop links in my at Libra Butterfly 1937. I'm going to put it in the chat, y'all, because that's how you can find her channel. And so it's at LBRA. Oh shoot. Libra Butterfly. TGIF. Fly 1937. Okay, y'all. I'm putting her information in the chat. And this is Miss Creole. This is her, Miss Creole. Miss Creole baked potato challenge. Okay. Baked potato challenge. Did she say it was at 7? Did she say it was at 7, y'all? I think she said at 7. I think she said 7. I don't know if it's, well, it's 7 p.m. I don't know if it's Eastern Standard or Pacific, but I'm gonna put 7 right here. If I'm not right, y'all tell me so I can change it. But it's tonight. And I believe she said 7. I believe. But y'all let me know if I'm wrong so I can redo it. And so yeah. I really want to watch because I hope somebody is gonna put something on top of that baked potato. Oh, it's Central? Oh shoot. Well, I put 7 p.m., you know. And so I want to see some inventive toppings on top of the baked potato. Okay. So Miss Creole said it's 7 p.m. Eastern, y'all. It's 7 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. Eastern. Bloop. Let me hit that right there. There she go. At 7 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, that's all I got. Miss Creole, I will see you in about 30 odd minutes. Okay. And you welcome, honey. And I hope y'all have put some good stuff on them baked potatoes, child. Cause I didn't even put seafood on top of baked potatoes before. I loves me a good baked potato. Mm. Yeah, but anyway, let me get out. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Y'all know we always start out with something and we end up with something else. We'll always start. A lot of times we start out with something really, really messy, and then we end up having a serious conversation That is what I love about my subscribers, okay? Because we can segue from one thing to another seamlessly and it won't be a problem. We are, thank you, Cosmic Girl, because we are free thinkers over here, okay? Beans and Cornbread says it's 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 Pacific. Thank you so much, Beans and Cornbread, for that. I love you guys in the way that Christ loves you. And I'm gonna talk. Oh, y'all have a wonderful weekend. Okay. Bye bye. Peace.